Hi Gemini, welcome to How I Love Tarot. This is your October 2022 general reading. Now, for those of you that have never seen me before, I am a psychic and a medium, and my shuffles, do take a long time. So if you want to go ahead and forward to the actual reading, you can. But if you stick around, what you will see is the spirit world push the cards out. Either way, I'll join you in a second for the actual reading. Spirit, may I have Gemini's position? Thank you. All right, so that is the kipper. As and when the kipper becomes relevant, I will go ahead and bring it into the reading. Spirit, may I have Gemini's reading for October 2022? What do they need to know? What will validate this reading? What is their present position? We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Palace of Swords and the Palace of Cups. May I have the Strength, Spirit, for this month? Ten of Cups in reverse. May I have the Challenge? We have the Two of Swords in the upright. May I have what's good in the outcome, Spirit? What does Gemini need to know? What will help them? Gemini, give me a second. Cards flipped over on the floor. We have Justice. We have the Hermit. And we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Spirit, bring it forward. What's going on with Gemini? What do they need to know? What will help them? What will validate this reading for them? Bring it forward, Spirit. So, all right. This reading is a little bit different because Spirit is having me change things around. They want this as the outcome. This is the present energy. And this remains the same. This is a challenge. Okay, everything is inverted for some reason. Okay, all right, so Gemini, it looks like things have kind of been turned on their head in regards to what's going on in your life right now. It feels like there's a very dominating presence in your life that is directing the situation for you. So you may be kind of faltering or kind of letting someone lead you through a difficult time in your life or a challenging time in your life. In the present position, we have the Justice, we have the Hermit, and we have the Seven of Wands. So we have the Hermit and the Justice in the upright, and we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Spirit, bring it forward. What's going on with Gemini in their present position? Gemini, there's just like feeling like you don't know what direction to go in. Like I feel like you're going through the motions, but you're really cautious and apprehensive about your future right now. I don't feel like you're speaking about what is bothering you. And part of the reason that you're not speaking is because there's kind of like no words is what it feels like. It feels like, you know, how you're supposed to articulate something when it's just beyond words, right? It does feel like you don't want to engage in any type of defensive energy. You don't want to have to defend your position or your thoughts or your beliefs or the situation that you're in right now. So whatever you're going through is extremely deep. For many of you, it's kind of like, I feel like some of you might be going through a very difficult, challenging time in your life right now. Here in the strength position, we've got the Two of Swords. So something is happening in your life that's creating another kind of shift of consciousness within you, where you're going to be looking at the decisions that have led you to where you are right now. And if you need to make other decisions. Now, for many of you, I do feel like there is a need to take charge and to send a message to people that, you know, like I feel like there are choices here. And it feels like there's some kind of communication that you want to deliver. And it does feel like you have different ways of doing that. But what's happening is that you're trying to choose how you're going to communicate and what you're going to communicate. I do feel a sense of kind of raw, like I feel like you're hurting about something, Gemini. I feel like something is bothering you. It's hurting you. You feel like people aren't being who they should be, who they say they are. And I feel like partly that so here in the challenge position, what we have is, you know, so that's kind of forcing you to make some decisions. But here in the challenge position, we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. And what it feels like is, even though you want to walk away from some things, it doesn't feel like you can right now. So it does feel like your hands are tied a little bit in the challenge position as you make some decisions. But your strength is, for the month, is that you are going to start to clarify what it is that you need and want and how to get out of a certain situation. Now, a part of the situation, I do feel like it's going to be driven by love. It's going to be driven, it's not just like this logical decision, but I do feel like as the month goes on, you're switching back and forth between kind of like your intellect and what you know is the right thing to do, and then deep within your soul and your heart, kind of coming from a spiritual place and moving towards a situation that is generated via love. And so I do feel like that's what you're going to choose ultimately. I do feel here in the Ace of Cups and the outcome is that you're going to let your heart make the decision. You're going to step away from your thoughts, from the logic, from what is fair, what makes sense, because it is confusing right now. I think one of the things that's going on, Gemini, is, if I may be so bold, is that you feel people should act a certain way, and maybe they should, right? Because you have a certain expectation or perception of them. However, I don't think you're taking into consideration the situation from their point of view, from their perspective, and kind of giving them the leeway to be able to act and think and behave in a way that is appropriate to them, not necessarily appropriate to what you feel is right. So that is, and that's kind of causing some confusion here, because I do feel like there's a level of respect, and, you know, that's what the confusion is that you kind of respect what's going on, you respect their decisions, but at the same time you don't understand them, you feel that they're unfair. And but I feel like ultimately what you're going to do is move towards what you love. You're going to not act on what you're thinking, you're going to act on what you're feeling. And there's a deep sense of compassion and empathy and movement in a space that is driven by love. And it's not the love that others give you, it's you acting out of a loving, kind, gentle place. Whenever you act from that, Gemini, it always seems to center you. I feel like when you come into, because you're that duality within your sign, you can get wrapped up and equally talk yourself into something quite intellectual and logical, but at the end of the day, it's creating a lot of angst within you, because they're thoughts, they're beliefs that are generated in the physical world from physical experience. But when you kind of sit within your soul, you're able to kind of have that shift of consciousness and move into a place that is much more authentic. And that's what I see you doing here in the Palace of Swords. Bring it forward, Spirit. What's going on here? So I do feel like there's going to be a new beginning. There's going to be kind of a new truth. I feel like you're going to go after something that is quite new. I do feel like you're going to set a precedence here in regards to expectations and managing expectations of others, and even you managing expectations of what you think should happen in a certain situation. So I feel like you're going to take some space, you're going to take some move, you're going to move back, and you're going to try and look at things through that space of love and from your soul, so you can make a decision that's not a reaction, but really just a response to what it is that you need and what will be the best decision for you. I do feel like, again, I just keep feeling this domineering energy. I don't know if it's coming from you or if it's coming from someone around you, but it feels like somebody is influencing the situation here. And I feel like you need some clarity or some movement away from that just to be able to think clearly. At the end of the day, Spirit, can I just, like, are things going to work out here? I don't know what this reading is about, but it feels undone. Are things going to work out for Gemini here? We have the Seven of Coins. So you're going to have choices are going to open up for you. We have the King of Swords. You're going to move forward in a much more empowered way. You're going to leave behind disappointment, the Eight of Cups, and you're going to move towards, again, we've got this love kind of permeating your reading. We've got the Lovers here. So you're going to move towards something that ultimately settles within your soul as a partnership, as a union, as something that is strong and rooted deep within you. So I do feel like you're going to, whether that be a person, place, or thing, you're going to commit, you're going to partner into something, or you're going to draw it into you. So, you know, because we've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Lovers, we've got the Seven of Coins. I mean, the way that the energy is flowing here, it looks like you're taking charge of what it is that you want for the outcome. There are a lot of things going on right now that you've just come out of, Gemini, that you can't control. And I feel like you're just kind of moving towards something where you kind of go with the flow and you move within a space that feels easy for you. And that has to do with love. All right, Gemini, I hope that helps. And if the reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and I will speak to you soon.